Is cash-based healthcare unethical? Are providers and practice owners who offer normally covered services on a cash pay or out-of-network basis doing something unethical? And I can tell you now that through the years, I've had a number of my healthcare colleagues claim that we are unethical and that I'm especially terrible for teaching providers how to have success in that cash-based healthcare model. Before I get into that topic and address those claims and give my opinions on it, I want to first say two things. One, I want to know your opinion. Drop your comment below. Is cash-based healthcare unethical? Yes or no, and why? Secondly, this is obviously a little different than the training videos and strategies that I put out on YouTube and other platforms, but like those other ones, this one still does have a free resource associated with it that is designed for those of you who don't think it's unethical and do want to have success in this model. So if you want to know the 20 best sources of cash pay patients for a therapy practice, go to drjarodcarter.com/episode 52. You can scroll down and download that completely for free. All right, let's dig in. So if you go onto Reddit and you go to any of the healthcare Reddits or whatever they're called and type in cash-based, you will find a very passionate debate, very entertaining debate often, on this topic of, is cash-based practice okay? Is it ethical? Is it unethical? What is it doing to the world? Some people really get into it and it's pretty funny if depending on how you look at it. At any rate, the primary argument that I hear for people saying cash-based services are unethical is that we are limiting access to care and that we are alienating an entire huge part of the population. So first, let me address the limitation of access to care. It's not like cash-based practice owners are blockading the entryway to insurance-based practices, first and foremost. And please know that there will always be probably at least 10 to 100 times more insurance-based options in any field than there are cash-based options. It's how it's always been, and it's how it always will be. Because what we're seeing is the growing trend of major corporations buying up small private practices. Those corporations do have the size and negotiation capabilities to maintain good reimbursement rates. But for all of the small practices, and I don't even mean like just I mean like 25, 50 clinic locations, that's still small in the eyes of a third-party payer. And all of those practices and smaller are getting gobbled up, or they're going out of business, or they're having to add cash-based services or transition out of network completely. And that trend is not going to change or reverse. So over time, there are still going to be massive amounts of in-network insurance-based options for your healthcare field, certainly compared to all the cash-based options. And it's a big trend too that cash-based practices are popping up or people are transitioning out of network, but there's no way it's ever going to come close to the amount of options that people have for using their insurance. And then secondly, this idea that we're alienating a huge part of the population or that we only serve rich people, that's also a common misconception and completely untrue. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't people out there that truly have to use their insurance. Financially, they're not going to be able to pay, $150+ for every session of physical therapy that they get. I get that. And again, they'll always have plenty of options to use their insurance. But the other side of that too, this idea that we only have rich people that we're serving or that we have as patients is also untrue. I mean, there are so many examples of patients in my practices and so many other cash practices out there who are literally struggling financially, but they choose to work with us on a cash pay basis because what we are offering, and especially what they believe or know that we are going to provide them above and beyond what they're going to get elsewhere. And for them, it's important enough that they are willing to do what it takes to find the money. We have payment plans, what have you. But we have starving artists. Literally, I was just talking today about this professional bass player in like 3 local bands that had very little money, but his thumb was hurt. And this was years ago in my practice. We stretched the payments out and he made it work because he knew that working with me and at my practice was going to be the thing that allowed him to pursue his passion and continue to make money. And on that same topic, I've had plenty of people that I've come across, spoken with at networking events, whatever, I've come across that I know, like literally know, they have hundreds of millions of dollars of wealth and worth. But when it comes up that I don't take their insurance, it's like, oh, no, I got to use my insurance. It's healthcare, right? It is more about mindset than it is about bank account size. I promise you that. And we are not alienating everybody that doesn't have a financial surplus by offering cash-based services. So for those of you who do think that offering cash-based healthcare services is unethical, I hope that you'll at least consider asking yourself a few questions. Is allowing yourself to burn out and no longer be able to provide healthcare and provide your services at all to your patients unethical? If you're a practice owner, is forcing your staff to burn out because you're loading with more and more patients per hour, is that unethical? Similarly, is providing a lower quality of care to your patients just to keep the doors open because those reimbursements keep falling, is that unethical? Is selling your practice to a huge corporation that's only going to make you and your staff see even more patients an hour, is that unethical? I get it. I want everyone to be able to access high quality care and get high quality care when they need it. And I'm certainly not suggesting that care coming from an in-network provider is not high quality. My insurance, our insurance for my family, it spends millions, literally millions a year providing my children with the care they need on an in-network basis. And I guarantee you it is very high quality care. But at the same time, we also spend over $60,000 on cash pay therapies above and beyond what insurance will cover. Are those therapists that I'm paying on a cash pay basis to help my children being unethical? I certainly don't think so. They're offering something above and beyond what we can get using only our insurance. And unfortunately, insurance companies are not going to change what they've been doing to small private practices for decades. Reimbursements will continue to decline as your overhead continues to go up. And so you're going to be faced with a few different choices. Go out of business, go out of network, or sell your business to one of these huge conglomerates. And you're going to have to decide what to do there and what side of that situation that you're going to be on. But if you're one of the people that wants to continue claiming that cash-based healthcare services are unethical, then at least be willing to ask yourself if allowing third-party payers to continue to force what they're forcing on you, your patients, and your staff is unethical as well. And for those who want to remain in network, no matter what the reason is behind that, I would strongly suggest that you at least figure out how to add on non-covered services on a cash pay basis so that can supplement your revenue with a higher profit margin to keep you afloat for longer and make it possible for you to continue to provide really high level quality of care and not having to see more and more and more patients per hour over time. And again, you can get the 22 best sources of cash pay patients for therapy practices at drjarodcarter.com/episode 52. And don't forget to leave your comment and your opinion on this topic in the comments below.